Hey everybody, Scott Steen with the winnersandwhiners.com coming to you from the Ralph Lawler studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Fab Five, everybody. As always, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're playing, and if you like what we're doing here at Winners and Whiners, for goodness sakes, subscribe. Make sure you check the little bell by the subscribe button, and that way every time we do one of our videos, you'll be notified immediately. How sweet is that, right? Check out our websites, as always, statsalt.com, winnersandwhiners.com for deep dives behind every contest, but not just totals and sides. Don't forget, we also have derivatives, halftime bets, and everything in between as far as prop action goes. So make sure you stop and check that out as well. And lastly, like I said, leave us your picks. Let me know what you're playing. That's the best part. I got a pick from one of you guys yesterday and actually cashed a ticket. So yeah, that's a good thing. So keep those coming for sure. And if you hit them, we'll give you a shout out there at the end of the video. And we got shout outs coming today, of course. Lastly, last item of housekeeping. Don't forget to check out later today our drawing. We're gonna call it 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be drawing for $100 cash money for number one, and then some cool Winners and Whiners swag for spots 2 through 5. So make sure you check in for that. Make sure you get yourself registered over at Winners and Whiners or Stat Salt. You got a register button at both those places. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as they used to say. So, all right, guys, here we go. Let's get rolling. Quick recap of yesterday. We went 4-1, hit the basketball picks, and I lost on my DGen special as we got 6-5 on the coin flip, and the coin flip came up against us. So much like the Chiefs last week, I had no luck with the coin flip there in the Senior Bowl. So on we go, our 4-1 record, and we'll start with today's DGen special. Let's take a look at the Pro Bowl, shall we? Yeah. So here's the thing about the Pro Bowl. You think Pro Bowl, you look at the total, you automatically think one thing, and you think over. Those guys are not really pass rushing. They're not. There's going to be a ton of points, and often there was a ton of points. However, it's kind of been trending back in the last few years. So here's what happened with this line. Okay, it opened at 60, and immediately sharp money pounded it, and it went down to 55, like in hours. Okay, so kind of stayed there for a couple of days, and now starting on Saturday, started inching back up. You can now get it at 56.5 most places. 75% of the money is on the over right here. So the sharps took it down, and then the public money is kind of grounded out and make it come back a little bit as far as the total goes. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm probably going to try middle shot on this game. I locked the under up at 56, and then I'll wait to see what happens. If what I'd like to see happen is if it's tight in the first quarter, maybe there's a pick off, something like that. If we can get that total down, let's say they can put up 7 points, 3 points in the first quarter, we get that total down in the 48, 49, 50 range. Then I take the over, and I'm gonna take a middle shot in this game because anything can happen. That's probably the way I'm going to play it. If I'm locked into a bad under and it goes the other way, I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to end up with a Polish middle or something like that. I'm probably going to play this under. We're going to see what happens because what I've noticed, and I went back and watched the last couple of years, and they don't have a lot of pass rush, but the offenses are so vanilla that the defense actually has an advantage. And here's the other group that doesn't really care about doing much. That's the offensive line. They're going to do just enough to keep that quarterback from getting killed. A lot of pushing, not a lot of hard blocking. So yeah, it's not quite the offensive juggernaut that it has been in the past. Now, having said all that, if Pat Mahomes in the AFC puts up a 70 spot tomorrow, don't come at me. All right, this is the Pro Bowl. For all intents and purposes, and every smart thing we should be doing, we shouldn't be betting this at all because it's ridiculous. But it's on. It's guys from the NFL playing football, and most importantly, someone has said, "Here, I'll take your bet." So we're doing it. Just have some fun. Keep that one within the limits. All right. Moving on. Let's start with our basketball here, or move on to basketball. Excuse me. The Georgetown Hoyas They're in the Big East, travel down to St. John's to take on the St. John. What are they? The Red Storm, the Orange Front, Frosty the Snowman. I don't know. Yeah, I think they're the Red Storm. All right. Um, Take a look at the total on this one, 162.5. I like the over. The Hoyas, they've been on a tear since conference play started, scoring 84.5 points per game in conference play. The downside of that, they're giving up 84.8. So they've struggled at both sides. Well, there's been a lot of balls going in the hoop at both sides of the court. They struggle with their three-point defense. Guess what St. John's does really well? They make threes. They're making at home. They're making 10 threes a game, shooting 40.8% from beyond the arc and 50% overall. They're on their friendly court. Hell of a shooting team. The over is 15-3 in the Hoyas' last 18 conference games and 24-6 their last 30 overall. Hoyas have been constantly undervalued as far as the total goes. Looks like another case of that here. And just a little cherry on top, the over is 10-4 in the last 14 head-to-head meetings between these two teams. Give me St. John's and Georgetown's over Georgetown. Give me St. John and Georgetown over 162.5. All right. Now, I'm taking a look at this next one here, and this is the Cincinnati Temple game. I'm playing the over 137. All right, that's the quick version. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here. So for those of you that like a nice, quick, solid 30-second pick, Cincinnati, Temple, over. They score a lot of points. Both teams have been going over. Take the over 137. All right. For those of you that want to hear a little bit more, here it goes. We've talked a little bit about selling high as far as teams go, especially when it comes to total. We went through this earlier with the Citadel. At one point, they were averaging 95, 96 points a game. But we talked about it, and it was fool's gold. They were beating up on the Boston Baptist City College and the Girl Scout troop all-star team from Cincinnati or whatever. But some very, very small competition. They were ringing up 130, 140. So you knew it was going to change, and that's often the case. And what makes it change more than anything else? What is the one defining moment? It's the start of conference play. So if you think about like I always think of like Trading Places, with Billy Ray and Lewis, and they got their orange juice futures and they're waiting for the price to go, and that's how I feel when I'm looking at a team. Now we thought we had them. We thought we were on the Citadel not too long ago. When conference play started, we started playing their unders, and they did their part. They just scored 81, they scored 83, and you're like, it's time to sell. It's time to sell. But what we didn't realize how shitty their defense was. They gave up like 105 and 113 back-to-back games. Took the two totals over. However, once it kind of got lined out and they figured out what was going on with the defense, they got a couple things fixed. The offense didn't get any better. And what has happened as far as the Citadel goes, they have now gone under in 6 straight conference games. Cincinnati, same kind of team, only in the other direction. You think of Cincinnati, you think defense. They are 7th in the nation in scoring defense. But in conference play, they're giving up 10% more. So in overall, 60.9. Conference play, they're giving up 66.3%. Like I said, that's 10%. You think 10% doesn't make a difference? Well, if your over-under is 130, 10% is 13 points. So that's obviously substantial. So but once conference play started, it's been over city for the Cincinnati Bearcats because, generally speaking, conference play been a little more difficult than their schedule. Now, they've played some tough teams, and they've shut down some tough teams, but they also made hay on holding kind of, again, Little Sisters of the Poor down. So we've got the same situation here with Cincinnati as the Bearcats. The over has hit on 6 of their 7 conference games, and 137, they're getting there. That's the total on this game. It's getting close. They've been at 132.5, 133. They're getting that line where they want it, but it ain't there yet. There's still value. As an added bonus, Temple has scored 5 more points in their conference, and they've given up 6 more points in their conference games. What's the result of that? The over 6-0 in Temple's conference games. So between these two in their conference games, the over is 12-1. All right. So that's why. That's a little insight into my process. Now, having said all that, being really, really excited about the over 137 in this game. I can almost guarantee you, since I laid out the case perfectly and let you know exactly what I was thinking, that there's no way will this game go over. So that's just not the way my life goes. But in all seriousness, I like it. Cincinnati, Temple, over 137. All right. Uh, Moving on, staying in college, taking a look at the Houston Cougars as they visit Oil City down there, taking on the Tulsa Golden Hurricane of all the ridiculous names. They should be the weekly Tornadoes, is what Tulsa should be called. But I digress. You know what? I like this Houston team a lot. I laid out a case in another video. There's another handicapper, EJ, agrees with me. I did a video for them. He likes this game as well, so I feel even better. They're decent offense, but another team that is just lights out defensively. They have allowed just one opponent to shoot 39% or higher over their last 18 games. And the result? What happened when that happened? Well, their opponent shot 48%. Cougars still won by 13 points. I like the Cougars here. Tulsa, been an up and down team. They had a good signature win against K-State when K-State was kind of down. I don't think that happens again. I think Houston comes in, takes care of business. They've just got one loss on the year, and I don't think they ring up another one. Give me the Houston Cougars. I think they're a little undervalued in this spot. Give me the Cougs laying the 6. And last game today, taking a look in the NBA at the Sacramento Kings as they visit the LA Clippers. I'm looking at the under there. It's kind of a square city pick. I'll be the first to admit it. There's two huge trends that I'm not going to walk away from. The Kings, the under has hit in 10 straight for them, and the Clippers, the under is 11-2 in their last 13 games. The Kings, they are over that stretch of 10 games, they're scoring 10 or 9 less points than their season average. They're allowing 8 less points than their season average over those 10. LA, on the other hand, over their 13-game run, they're averaging 5 points less than their season average, giving up 4 points less. Those all spell under to me. Give me the Sacramento Kings and the LA Clippers under for the last game of our card. All right, guys, there's 5 for you. There's 4 picks at a DGen special. So good luck, everybody. And let's get some. Let's do it again. Another 4-1 would be just fine with me. We'll take it. 3-2. Ain't gonna lie, I'd be all right with that too. So at the end of this contest, you got and I, we can gather up our tickets. All of us, we can head back to the window. All right, guys, here we go. We got a few shout outs today. First of all, we'll start in alphabetical order, as well as the guy who put the first comment in. The astute Aardvark, very nice. He tailed us, and the Ard went 4-1. If he truly tailed us on that one, he had South Dakota State first half minus 6.5. That cashed by 1.5. They won that first half by 8. He had Siena minus 8.5, and that was a pick that he actually talked a lot about. And I did a little research on that one. I liked it. I tailed him, and guess what? We both won. So, yeah, double shout out there to Mr. Aardvark. That was a good pick. And I got to let you guys in a little secret. Every Saturday, I don't cap every game. All right, there, I said it. You got about 65 to 80 games on the card. Not capping all of them. Sorry, I look for a few markers. I look for teams that fit the parameter of what I'm trying to do. But in no way, shape, or form do I look at every game on the card. That's just the way it is. I'm just one man, Jim. And so I appreciate any, especially on busy days like that. I love seeing those picks, and I like that one as well. So thanks, Ard. Appreciate it, brother. Super Cisco, he had Iowa State. Iowa State looked really good in their matchup there against the SEC. Nice job to the. I always want to call them the Hawkeyes, but they are the Cyclones. Another ridiculous name. Iowa State. Nice job, guys. Mike B had the UCLA, hit the Texas Tech, and had the LSU over. Very nice, Mike B. Mark Anthony, he said he gave us some props on the UTSA game, and yeah, no sweat on that one, right? If you guys were following along with that, I'll be honest with you, I went to my sheet and I put a red line through it. They were 7 down in the last minute, and I clicked on it about half an hour later just to see how badly it went, and because I hadn't even looked at my phone because I didn't get an update, and saw that UTSA had won by 1 point. So the day started well. It was nice for us. Hammer and Hank, he tailed us 4-1. He also got down on Utah. Tennessee minus 14.5, which I liked that game as well. It almost made the cut for the show. Good job, Hank. And Kentucky minus 6, and on UTSA as well. So yeah, that Kentucky game, we kind of sweated it there for about 35 minutes, and then KU said, "Yeah, we're done with this. We're ready to go." So there you go. Legendary King, he tailed us. Wanted to know if we're going to do a Pro Bowl. yeah, no, we are. I also like, and there's no spread on it, but anytime you guys can get a price on a straight up on a money line game like that, that's usually going to be my number one play. Just like we did on the Senior Bowl today or yesterday, even though it didn't work out. That's the play I like. Look for value. It's a coin flip. Nobody knows dick, so take the team that's going to pay you. All right. Aaron M. He hit Ohio State minus 7, LSU minus 5.5. Had to go to overtime against my Tigers to get it, but yay, way to go, Aaron. And he tailed us on the Nuggets at minus 9.5. That came through, Aaron. Nice job. Good to have you aboard. Shane J. He had Kentucky, the Spurs, the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors in the first half. So well done there, sir. Christopher W. had the Duke under. He had Ohio State, the Ohio State, Nebraska under. And YL didn't share his picks with us today, but he said he's a new fan. So good to have you aboard, brother. As always, tell your friends, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that as well. And yeah, hit us up for the drawing tomorrow night. It's good to have you. Good to have you on the team, my friend. Eric T. had Virginia, Wofford, UTSA, Hofstra, and the Golden State Warriors over teaser. I don't know exactly what that number was, man. I bet he didn't get there. I bet he did not get there because they missed that number by what, 10, 12? It was close. They did not get close because it's 230. It was 232, and it ended up at, anybody remember, 224, somewhere in that neighborhood? I don't know. My memory gone. I didn't write it down, so I have no way of knowing it. Anyway, Eric T., I hope you got it. I got a bad feeling, but I hope you got there. Chris J. had a 3-team parlay with the Nuggets first half over. Had the over 226 in that contest, and he had Portland as well. So that all cashed there for a little 3-teamer. Brother, nice job. He had the prop bets. He had J.J. Redick under 22.5. Nice. And he had Nurkic under 10.5 rebounds. And that came through as well. Nice job, Chris J. Playing those deep dive prop bets. Love it. All right, kids. That's all you get. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So until tomorrow, everybody, good luck. Let's go for, you know what? Let's go 5-0. What do you say? Let's do it. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the drawing later on tonight. Good luck to everybody. Bye-bye.